What's up, guys? It's Boogie back at it again, bringing you that Brooklyn vs. Philly. Hey. The 76ers achieve a must-win game of Game 2 by a score of 145 to the Nets 123. Big game from Joel Embiid with 23 points and 10 boards, Ben Simmons with a triple-double, 18, 10, and 12, and JJ Redick with 17. Let me get right into the talk of Ben Simmons. I am so happy and so relieved that he had a game like he did today. And you could tell he was feeling a little pressure during the course of the game. With all the backlash he got in Game 1, which he deserved in Game 1, he had a big Game 2, a big bounce back one. Simmons got off to a hot start in the first quarter and rode that wave the rest of the game. And I like Simmons' game plan before this one. Come in aggressive. A 6'10 point guard should be destroying any guard that is set on him. And you could definitely tell that Simmons was playing with a big chip on his shoulders. You can't tell me that he wasn't aware of all the criticism he was getting. He got a flagrant foul called on him. So everyone moves behind the three-point line. He shoots his first one of the technical, makes it. After he makes it, he walks into the lane and gives imaginary high fives to people. Okay? Goes back to shoot his second free throw. He hits the front end of the second one, just barely hit the rim. And I could tell right away, right after he went in for the imaginary high five, I thought in my head, he knows the pressure is on and he knows the world is watching him. And when he barely grazed that second one, he knew that there was pressure. And he responded. He had a great game, a triple-double as a matter of fact. Simmons knew and the world knew he had to have a big game after that Game 1 9-point performance. Quite frankly, I thought Philly moved the ball better when he was the one setting the screens. Look, you got a lot of other guys who can create their own shot and who are good ball players. You got Jimmy Butler, a top 15 player. You got Joel Embiid, the top center in the league, and Tobias Harris, a good creator / knockdown shooter. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that Ben Simmons should run the point. I don't think it's a bad idea for him to come off the ball and let Jimmy run the point. But another guy who deserves a lot of credit for this game, Boban. He had a huge game. Had 16 points on 8 of 14 shooting. And he probably got all 16 of his points besides one tip-in mid-range jumper. It was beautiful how Philly ran it. He would get the ball along the free throw line, hold the ball up high so no one could come over and tip his passes. He's seen cutters going everywhere to the basket, and quite frankly, the Nets weren't respecting him. So Boban had to hit a jump shot, and then he hit another, and then he hit another. Philly realized, and the Nets realized, they gotta respect that jumper. Boban's got a little shot on him. And I shouldn't say little, there is nothing little about that man. And Joel Embiid had a good bounce-back game. No three-pointers taken. That is what I like to see. Your big butt doesn't need to be shooting three-pointers. You're a 7-foot center. Get in front of the rim and do what you do. Embiid sparked the 51-point third quarter the 76ers had. After that third quarter, it was a wrap. The Sixers couldn't miss, scoring 51, which was a franchise record, and there is no answer. I don't care what team you are besides Golden State who can survive a 51-point quarter. The biggest difference from Game 1 to Game 2, the stars showed up for Philly. The more talented team won tonight. The Nets were the better team in Game 1, but the stars showed up Game 2. And in the playoffs, you need good teamwork, but you need your stars to show up more. And it's quite simple. The Sixers have 3 of them, Simmons, Butler, and Embiid, and the Nets have half a star in DeAngelo Russell. And that's one other thing I want to talk about, DeAngelo Russell. He's kind of been the media's sweetheart, the media's darling this season. Everyone's saying he'll get the most improved, and he probably doesn't. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but 6 of 16, he didn't have too great of a game in Game 1 either. Well, Boogie, DeAngelo Russell balled out Game 1. He had 26 points. He had 26 points on 10 of 25 shooting. I need DeAngelo Russell to show up. Too many people on Twitter especially have been telling me DeAngelo Russell's a star. He's not a star. Not yet. Quite frankly, he shouldn't have been in the All-Star game either. He didn't deserve it. If DeAngelo Russell is making an All-Star team, there is no reason that Luka Doncic should not be on an All-Star team. This just goes to show, for the All-Star game, it's all a popularity contest. I'm not buying Russell's a star yet. So, like I was saying earlier, I didn't want to pick my winner of this series. I need to watch one more game because I kind of had a feeling something like this would happen. The Nets would steal one on the road. Philly would bounce back. Time to give my pick. I'm going with the 76ers and a 6-game series. Philly winning 4-2. Now, I would not be surprised if Brooklyn would come around and win this series. It would take a 7-game series for Brooklyn to win this. Anything less than 7, I'm taking the Sixers. It's just talent. That's all it comes down to. The Nets are a good hustle team. They're a hard-working team. But in the playoffs, it doesn't matter how hard-working you are because everyone's working hard now. It comes down to talent and how good are your stars. And Philly's got 3. Brooklyn's got none. That's all the heat I got for today. Like, comment, subscribe to the Boogie Squad. AJ Boogie, and I'm out. Boom!